What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again with the next Destiny 6 video. Today we're going to be having some fun here with our newest natural 5-star Paper Caesar. We're going to go ahead and drop a big summoning session as we're getting really close to the free natural 5-star summon. And then last but not least, we're going to answer the question you all been waiting for. What's going on with this Destiny 6 talk? Is this going to be your last video? So we're going to get right into that here. Right now we are currently in the Hell mode. Okay, we're looking at Medina Boss. I do not have a Medina Nightmare team that's consistent, so I've been jumping up in here. Obviously with Paper Caesar, if you guys are not familiar, he is an attack-based monster, so I'm going to get a little bit of value out of using those bravery orbs and whatnot. So before we jump into it, we can go ahead and take a look at him real quick. I know there's going to be some people that may not have seen him, even though we talked about him quite a bit with the last update video. Really unique unit here. He is a PvP monster for sure. He's the first of many units, I'm guessing, that has bringing in a mechanic like a aura type of mechanic with his skill. You're going to be able to see certain abilities that provide AoE attacks, but this second one here is going to provide an AoE attack in addition to kind of a like a damage over time attack here with an opportunity to stun or shock here for 7.5 seconds. So it's pretty cool. We're going to see it in action here shortly. He has a obviously an attack leader skill here to provide 50%, which we're not really worried about because it's a faction. Then he has a pretty decent striking ability if you wanted to incorporate him in your team. Again, as you guys can see, he is definitely revolved around the PvP world. He provides a status reduction, the buff removal, and the shield removal. And one of the only units that can really compete with that is the Scissor Shaolin here. So he's definitely going to be fun. Now, I know you guys are asking yourselves, Childish, what are you doing? Why are you in PvE with a PvP monster? Well, I'll be completely honest with you. The time that I'm recording is 2 hours after basically the reset for the Asia server, which is technically their Monday, our Sunday. So the servers are already set and I'm already low ranked. So right now, if I were to throw them into PvP, it's not going to be fun. You're not going to see anything outside of all the Destiny heroes that you start out at the beginning of the game. You're going to see all of them for a couple of times, but we're still going to throw them in here if we can actually auto. If we can get this going here, we'll throw them in here just so you guys can see the fun and animations, and we'll kind of jump into it. So where we're sitting at right now, the current state of the game, it's a pretty interesting one to say the least. But let me go ahead and preface it with just for some of the people that have maybe just found this video at a whim. Destiny 6 came strong to me. I want to say I think it was maybe 5 or 6 months ago. It might not even been that long, but just without a doubt, definitely at the top of their game when it comes to bringing that next level gameplay mechanic. Right now obviously we're in auto mode, but when it comes to the graphics, the brake system, just all the things that have been coming into play with this game really makes it fun and enjoyable. And for me personally, after playing similar type RPGs for a while, the challenge for me, I'm always kind of an old school cat. The challenge for me is everything about the game and the way how the gameplay works, the mechanic, how you have to dodge here and there, how you have to save your skills for the right time to provide those breaking abilities. Is super amazing, and gotta really hand it to Netmarble because I really think they did a really good job with that. But as you might have guessed, when this game kind of when we all heard about it, if you guys haven't followed the Destiny 6 community and what's happened, it initially started out with YDCB just having a friend and checking out the game. His friend was like, went to the restroom at a I think it was like an internet cafe, and he ended up like playing the boss stage. That in turn, had him make a video, which got me into it. Made a video, and then from there we had I want to say upwards of 15 to 20 different YouTubers and streamers across the globe start to make content. Some of them from the game that I originally started out with, which is Summoner War. So obviously, they did a pretty good job considering that they were able to essentially influence others by the power of this game and all the things that it has available to it. That really has made it very impactful, and for some of us very enjoyable. So for me, kind of where we're sitting at right now, there's obviously a lot of great things about it, and I'm not even gonna front about that. There's a lot of things that are great about that, but of course for me and for a lot of other people out there which have kind of led them away from making videos, there's of course a couple of things that have kind of changed that obviously don't motivate them to do it more, do it more. So for me, obviously I only can speak for myself, so I'm just going to talk on behalf of myself. I'm sure some people will be able to relate, but I just want to let you guys know, because it's no surprise that the amount of videos that I'm making on this game has dropped significantly, and it's for a specific reason, obviously. And like I said before, the original aspect of this thing is challenge. I'm all about the challenge aspect and what this can bring. Now, this was the first game that I've ever played where I actually saw, the company kind of really look at I want to say it's like the localization, really looking at the different cultures, the Westerners versus the Easterners, and some of the things that they incorporate into the game and what they like. And there was a lot of, different things that have, certain games don't use that this one kind of brought on. One of the things that was big in here is that auto system. We have the ability, as you can see, to go ahead and auto it literally day and night if you want to go ahead and farm our resources, farm our orbs or crests, so that we can improve our monsters at a really, really fast pace. That was one of the cool things that I think a lot of people enjoyed, especially for coming up on other games where if you're extremely time limited and you don't have a lot of downtime to sit there and grind day in and out, it makes a nice opportunity for you to really keep up with the pay-to-play players if you use your resources efficiently, right? So, coming back into it, that was one thing. The biggest thing for me and for a lot of people out there that came from my original game, Summoners War, was the summoning rates. We always made the joke about, how the summoning rates were so poor in Summoners War. And, coming into this game, everybody fell in love with it because they were pulling nat 5s left and right. And my thought on that has still stayed the same as it was 2, 3, 4 months ago. I'm definitely, and for anybody that's played this game, they're definitely grateful for all the resources, and not just the resources, but like the summoning rates and everything that has been kind of improved for us to enjoy the little bit game more. But for me personally, even though I believed it helped the community, it kind of hurt the community as well. And let me get, I'll go ahead and explain that. When it comes down to summoning rates and trying to find a balance, there's a lot of things you could do to incorporate that. But this particular game, the summoning rates were really, really high in comparison to what I've seen in other games out there, other gacha style games. And, we should be, for all of us out there, we should be particularly grateful, right? We got an opportunity to get a lot of nat 5s comparison to what we played in the past. So, right, we should be excited. We're getting rare units. This is fun. This is exciting. We're using the best of the best units. How can we complain, right? Well, again, going back to my first point being just that aspect of challenge, it's basically kind of come down to people's, the rates and my rates, right, being just super out of this world, that I literally have, upwards of, I don't even know how many nat 5s I have. It has to be like 20, 25, 30 nat 5s, at least, like unique ones, and I probably pulled like 10 to 12 duplicates since I've been playing since my first D6 video. And when I think about the structure of their skill ups and all those things that play, I can see how they need to incorporate a little bit of an improvement in the summoning race to do so. But again, getting into that original thought, this game is extremely easy to pull the premium units, and if you pull the premium units as easy as you can, then that means you basically will, when you get thrown with the challenge, you're not really going to sit back and do what others do in these games. So that makes it super exciting. Is sitting back theory crafting, like, hey, what do I do? How do I accomplish this goal? What can I create with my team synergy and whatnot in order for me to take it down? And for a lot of players out there, there was that particular aspect after they moved through the normal stages. They started working from hard and started getting to hell. They obviously hit that breaking point where they needed all the +9 orbs and all those first couple of 6 stars to kind of push them going. But either way, they still that aspect of the game came for a while. And we just realized that essentially there's a lot of the content in the game that you can essentially beast through with 3, 4, 5 5 basic units or whatnot. And some of those, if you have we've heard about the big 3, and there's a lot of the units that are kind of wrapped around that. And you know, in that aspect of that, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, where is the challenge when we are throwing nat fives left and right? How can this game, how can you still enjoy that challenge aspect of the game, that challenge that Netmarble brought forth at the beginning, right? Because of the gameplay mechanic, whatnot. That challenge for me was kind of lost because I didn't have to try to win. I basically had to throw Rock June plus healer plus any other unit in the game, and just bum rush through the content, right? Again, it's not going to be the same for everybody. There's certain units that other people have, but you guys are kind of already get what I'm talking about. Even though there is certain things that have been recently changed with certain units to try to make them a little bit more viable. Certain, you know, nat 5s got buffed, or, you know, whatnot, you know, 15 to 16. Sorry, not 15 to 16. About 15 to 16 nat 5s got buffed, you know, a couple of months back. There's still, you know, it's a small change to a lot of problems that are still there. So, you know, again, I would, like, for me personally, like, one of the things that I love to do with content and whatnot for you guys is making, you know, making new and exciting videos, testing new monsters, and you know, trying a wide variety of stuff. But again, you know, am I really doing you guys a favor of trying new stuff and giving you an opportunity to see something that you were probably looking to test it when you know that, you know, a good handful of the units that are in your monster box, you know, while you can build this unit and it's really fun, you already have another unit that has so many different mechanics within that unit. It's like, what is the point of using, you know, these other units out there? It just kind of lost. And because of that, you know, outside of 2 3-star monsters, which is Rock Ignis and Tian Jin for Conquest and Giants, there really is no need for, you know, any of the other units outside of that. Of course, again, I'm being a little, you know, rash or whatnot. There is a couple of units that you can throw in there, but again, if you have been playing the game for quite some time, you've been efficient with your resources, you've been collecting all the free events and rewards, you have amassed yourself a ton of crystals, a ton of opportunities to pull these premium units and basically give you, you know, that aspect of like just pushing through content with the top of the top units. And then for whatever reason, if you don't get lucky, you can literally buy the unit outright from the black market when it shows up, and it will eventually show up because that's how crazy things have been. I don't have enough fingers and toes to count how many nat 5s and whatnot that has come up in the past. So but either way, I mean, that's kind of where I'm sitting at right now. That's why I wanted to bring this video out for you. Just kind of give you a feel on that. Again, I don't want you, you know, regardless of what you guys, I know that there's going to be some people that are supportive, some people that are not, but I just want to be transparent with you. This game has been a really big blessing for me, and I've really enjoyed my time playing, and believe it or not, I'm still going to be playing. I'm still going to have auto, just for the simple fact that you can auto. But as far as making content goes, there's really that motivation to make content is just not there because the content is lacking, and there is no there is right now, there's not much of a reason to you know, try new things and have fun with certain things because of the fact that, you know, the meta revolves around 3, 4, 5 monsters in it, and, you know, creating a team that has at least a couple of those monsters in order for you to be successful. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I hope that Netmarble has an opportunity to, you know, hear this out, because again, I think that a lot of, not just, you know, YouTubers or streamers, but a lot of players are kind of in that same position where they're, you know, there's a lot of great, you know, aspects of the game, but I wish that they could stay, you know, true to the heart about that game, that challenge aspect that they brought forth when they, you know, reached this, you know, release this game on the Asia server. And I hope that down the road they can really consider, you know, doing an overlook on their monster balances, and not just, you know, the natural 4 stars, the natural 5 stars, but some of the natural 3 stars and even 2 stars that could be, you know, potentially made viable, so that we can have fun and play around with different units. You know, when you think about it from a business perspective, if they were to incorporate that, that gives us more reason to build it. That requires us to do more resources, since that requires us to put forth more resources into their game by means of Visa swiping and whatnot, so that they can, you know, benefit off of that, versus, you know, having us just say, having them giving us, you know, 72 legendary scrolls, right? and just kind of stopping there and be like, hey, good luck with the summons. Summon rates are high. You got a 5-time chance of getting the best nat 5 in the game. You know, go figure, right? Call it a day. But that's just kind of my thought on that. Again, I know this is like, This is my reasoning for not making too many more videos that leads into this like a little bit of a rant, so to speak, I guess you can call it. This is not something that I'm, generally used to, but if anybody knows me personally, like I don't like to beat around the bush. I want to be completely 100% with you guys and give you a heads up on how I feel about it, because I feel like this game is so many different things about it that is super great. But man, if they were to really look at some of the other things that could really improve it or really balance it out, this is going to be one heck of a game. And especially for the fact that it's looking to come global, I mean, I would love to do it. So I'll be completely honest with you. If they can make some changes to the game, by the time this comes global, then I see no reason why I wouldn't continue to make the videos out there for the D6 community. But as you guys might have guessed, not as many videos, and even for you guys, even before the videos were dropping down, the viewership was dropping. So again, a lot of people are clearing the content even faster than me and not really having anywhere to go, because they have every unit and they have no reason to build anything else, because they can take those original units that are top of the top, best of the best, and basically use them to clear everything outside of maybe conquest or something like that. But either way, like there's just no reason to stick outside of the Nat 5 realm, considering what they're doing right now, or what the units are currently at, and releasing new natural 5 stars every month. Again, yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. But I can't even. I still enjoy the game. You still see me playing it, so it's not even like it's just kind of right now passing the time, so that I can hopefully get myself some other units to test out and see what kind of combinations we can make. But obviously I don't have every Nat 5 in the game, but to mix it around, mix it up and hear some feedback from you, kind of figure out what you guys want me to do. That's all I'm here for. So let's get back into this here. As you can see, we have just a little bit left to get this exchange. I'm hoping that 2 packs will go ahead and do it. If it doesn't, then we'll go ahead and pop a third one. And then, as you guys know, if you've been following the event, they basically decided one week, it's like, hey, we're going to celebrate by giving you, I think upwards of like, I don't even know how many, something like 12 skilled dragoons, and they're giving us 4 legendary scrolls throughout the week here. So we're going to go ahead and pop these singles, and then we'll bust out the 10+ ones, and then we'll do the legendary scrolls at the end. So we're only gonna skip them if we can get ourselves a Nat 5 here. I mean, for those that maybe have seen this, whoops, I just clicked it accidentally. But for some of those that have seen this like for the first time or whatnot, I know that if you guys like weren't blown away from the gameplay, like this. Just this animation is just out of this world. Like it just blows my mind. The fluidity of it and how clean and crisp it is. It's simply amazing. I gotta hand it to the artists in the Net Marvel category here. So, all right. So I mean, obviously, I already got both units. The one unit that I don't have is Rock Carlotta, which is she's another great double breaker that provides burn and poison. So we'll go ahead and we'll just throw our hat in here. Obviously, we'll see if we can get ourselves a new unit. I don't even know if I have room. I think I should have room. So, yeah, we'll see what goes on here. Okay. Well, it looks like Netmarble must have heard me while I was recording. They're like, hey man, we're gonna go ahead and just try to influence you to make more videos. So we're gonna pop that Nat 5. Oh my gosh. So we got 1 Nat 5, which is I think it's pretty good right now. One of the things that people were going outrageous about is people doing 10+1s, and they were literally getting 3. Some of them were getting 3 natural 5 stars in a session. I know I've seen a picture on Reddit with 4, and that is crazy. That is crazy. So is that Rock Helga? I think that's Rock Helga, because I was gonna say that must be Rock. I don't have a paper one. But it's all good. We'll go ahead and take the discount. Let's see what we got. We got another one. Well, there you have it, guys. I think I was watching Neon Nezzy the other day, and he was telling me about, somebody was saying, yeah, man, I think the rates have changed. I'm like, I don't think the rates have changed. The rates are probably still the same as they were in the past. So it's hard for a game to play around with those rates, especially after they've been publicly released. So Looks like we got another copy of a unit, Scissors and Tire, which, funny enough, guys, is my first, was my first natural 5-star. So it was super fun to get it, and it was just a blast. Double AOE life tap with some crazy damage multipliers when you crit. So we did use 2, and so we were able to get it in. I guess we can go ahead and grab this gold quest reward and get it done. Now, again, if you guys don't remember, we haven't talked about it. I've been, assisting YDCB, as of course he's basically been, MIA for well over a month. He just kind of lost interest in the game for, I'm sure, similar reasons. There's just no content in the game. He already has all the best units, so there's nothing really else for him to do, and it's been like that for a while for him. So sitting here getting ourselves some fragments. Not too bad, not too bad. I think they actually improved this since the last time. So we'll go ahead and pop all this goodness here. Again, we got 4 legendary and then one what's it called? Yeah, 1 natural 5-star. So we should be good. Again, if we don't get any nat 5s on the legendary, that's okay. We got pretty darn lucky on the first 2 10+1s. Again, I'll keep the luck going. It's something about the natural 5s. Something about the animation on natural 5 stars. Like, I feel like if I click it, like, just something bad happens. I don't want to do it. Hey, this is my 3rd or 4th copy of Rock Arcana, which, believe it or not, guys, actually was part of that recent or that last group of units that got changed for the better. She's literally one of the best critical rate buffers in the game, so she's actually a fun unit. I'm obviously gonna skill her up with the other one and see see what we can get. So I think this is like number 4, right, between the first 2 10+1s and then 2 out of the 4 2 out of the 4 here. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. Net Marble says, hey, you know what I know you were saying something about not making videos anymore, and you were struggling on Medina. You were struggling on that Medina boss, so now we're going to give you a unit. One of the best units in the game, so that you can go and auto those stages here. So, okay. Well, as you guys can see, this is a new unit, so it's something to be happy about. I'll obviously be building her, and, building her up so that I can use her in, like I said, Medina Nightmare, and farm some of those braveries here. And then last but not least, we got ourselves the 5-star guaranteed. Now, for those that may have came in new to the game, maybe still hanging around this video, if you're still here after all of the ranting that we did in the past, one of the things that is super cool about this game is they have a collection codex that allows us to get ourselves some rewards after we obtain certain monsters, whatnot. So once you get 55 monsters out of the particular faction, you get yourself a guaranteed nat 5 summon, which is pretty darn cool. I'm glad that they incorporated that. Of course they have to follow it through with the Rock June. And funny enough, this is my second Rock June. For some of you guys that have not received it, I am truly sorry to have sniped this one from you. Obviously this is just an amazing unit, to say the least. Even had a recent silent nerf, but still a pretty good monster. But yeah, obviously skill ups are always appreciated, so we'll go ahead and save it right there. But that's gonna be it, guys. Like I said before, I'll probably be holding off on the D6 videos until they either bring some really big revolutionary update, or they decide to go global or make some nice changes, monster rounds or whatnot. I want to give you guys a heads up on that, just so that you're not looking for, you're like, oh my gosh, when's the next video? But again, as always, let's see, let's give a shout out. We'll give a shout out to hello to you too. Oh man, that's super cool. So God bless this guy. I appreciate Mr. Dash Pro Noob. He'll obviously see this on video later, because I guess he follows me, because my name is not even Childish in the game. It's my wife's alias W. So that's funny that he recognized that when I did the summon. But that's super cool. I do want to just say one thing, that all the comments that I have gotten over in the past, like 6 months or so, they've been nothing short of amazing. A lot of you guys that have come from different various games of this nature have really been extremely appreciative of the videos that YDCB and I put out, but just more importantly, all the people within the community coming together to play a game and trying to educate everybody as much as possible. So I'm really glad that you guys were able to take a lot from it, and I'm sincerely sorry that I haven't been able to keep those videos coming out to you as much as I do. But again, like I said it before, gotta be completely honest with you, that lack of challenge for me is a really big thing, and it's something that I look for in every single game that I play. And no content creator should be playing any kind of game that they don't really enjoy to the fullest. The last thing you want to do is pretend to be somebody you're not, and throughout a game be like, oh yeah, this is great, but it's not. I mean, again, I know I'm saying a lot here in this sentence, but I do enjoy this game. There's just not, right now in this particular state of it, there's not a lot of motivation for me to keep on going, which seems kind of crazy, right? Because I just pulled the scissor. Okay, why not? But again, outside of being able to, auto a nightmare stage, that's pretty much it. Everything else is still covered. So that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. For those that didn't, smash the dislike button when they instantly saw the thumbnail. I appreciate you guys' support. If you do enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, and hopefully we will have a huge update so I can provide you guys some more content in the future. Take care.